So we're out having coffee on the porch this morning with my dog Olaf, and it's a rough morning. Frankly, it was a rough night. It was a rough yesterday, and I want to tell you why and what the most frustrating part of it is, because it relates to your career. So just take a minute and listen to this story. It's not just a medical pity party. It actually has a point in the end. So I've been going through sort of catching up on a lot of medical procedures and tests and establishing care with doctors, which is exhausting when you do it all at once. So, but Friday I went to the dermatologist, a new dermatologist, because my face is getting redder as I get older, and I wasn't really sure, is this just like part of aging, which is sort of what led me to go to get caught back up on medical things, because a lot of what I was experiencing over the past maybe 5 to 8 years, I thought it was just because I was getting older. So right now I'm 49. I was born in 73. So, I'm not old. I don't feel old. I'm not particularly old, but, I'm also not 18. And I can recognize that. And I just kind of thought, this is how it is. And I want you to really pinpoint that moment. Like, I just kind of thought, this is how it is. There's nothing you can do about it. So I just suffered, basically, over the years. I tried kind of things on my own, DIY, at-home remedies. Those didn't work. So I was like, this is just getting old. I need to just learn to suck it up and deal with it. People have it worse off than me. I should be happy for what I have. All of that narrative, which on one level is true, and on one level is premature. It's too early to think that. So I go to the dermatologist. I pull down my mask, and she's like, "Oh, you have a rosacea. Like, no two ways about it." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, that kind of makes sense." I feel like I remember hearing about this in my family, maybe. And, she prescribed some medication. I picked the medications up from the creams up from the pharmacy. And, she's like, you need a facial wash and a sunscreen with a moisturizer, or a moisturizer with a sunscreen. I don't really use much of a facial wash, but I was like, okay, I can do that. And I was like, oh, but by the way, sunscreen makes my face feel like it's burning off, like before I even step out the door. And to her credit, she was like, I think it's the rosacea and not the sunscreen. So, use this cream, get a moisturizer with a sunscreen, off you go. She was way more generous in that. I'm telling this in brevity. She was actually amazing. I highly recommend her. If you're in Alaska and need a dermatologist, hit me up. So she's fabulous. I'm super hopeful. We have a new plan of action. I'm excited because without a sunscreen, it's hard to go out into the sun, which is such a short period in Alaska. You definitely want to be able to enjoy it. And I don't want to damage my skin, blah, blah, blah. So I come home and, use the cream I'm supposed to use at night. All is well. Things are actually better, maybe. I am really excited. Wake up the next morning, wash my face with the new cleanser. Fantastic. Love it. Don't hate it. Doesn't smell terrible. I can live with that. I put on the moisture. I put on the second cream that I was supposed to put on. That seemed fine. Doesn't stink. I can handle that. I put on the moisturizer and I was like, it stinks and it smells like sunscreen. And I had this moment, and this is really why I'm telling you the story. I had this moment where I thought, I should just see how the rest of this reacts first. Like, I know through experience, I've bought thousands of dollars worth of sunscreen that did not work. Like, if you want one, call me, I'll send you one. Everything from the cheapest to the fanciest versions. It's such a waste of time and money. And for living in Alaska where 90% of the time it's dark. But so I was like, nope, like she's the expert. She knows best. I put it on my face and I could immediately, like my eyes were burning. I was like, oh, like it should be fine. It should be fine. I just need to, settle down and kind of buck up and deal with it. And I, chat on the phone with a friend and it was getting worse. And I was like, nah, I just need to, like, maybe it'll go away. Maybe this will go away. I should really trust. Everybody uses sunscreen. I need to figure this out. And 2 hours later, I was just like, I have to get this stuff off my face. My face is on fire. I can't think. I can't function. All I can think about is my face is burning off. It's like the worst. It's worse than any sunburn I can think about. And I get it off my face. That works for a little bit. I spend the rest of the day trying to get this stuff off my face. It's clearly a chemical burn. It's super painful. And my face is super red. And I'm really frustrated because it takes up my whole day. I had other things planned to do with my day other than sit around and focus on the fact that my face was burning off and using cold compresses and every other remedy you can think of. And, I went to bed. It was very hard to sleep. I did not sleep well. I think my body was all amped up. It triggered every other allergic response that I have because my body's trying to fight this allergy. It's clearly working hard. Don't sleep till 4 a.m. And I get up this morning and I just feel defeated. I'm so, like, nearly to tears where it's just like, this is such a waste of time. Like, I know caring for myself is really important. I know, it takes time. It's some trial and error. And when I really sat down and thought about it, I was like, why am I really so frustrated about this? And when it came down to it, I wasn't mad that a suggestion didn't work. I was mad that I discounted my own experience of myself. I know for a fact that 10 times out of 10, all the time, there are only a couple of there's very few sunscreens that I can use. They're usually a zinc compound, like the kind that are not really aesthetically pleasing. I know that for a fact. I've lived with this skin my whole life. I've always had sensitive skin. Like, I know me best. And I discounted that sinking feeling of like, I should pause. I should wait. I should do, see how the rest of this works and maybe get a moisturizer and see how that works. And then use a sunscreen that I know to see how all that works. And then maybe try one of these other sunscreens to see if, or maybe wait till the rosacea calms down and then see if one of these works. But I discounted my own experience. And I think we do this a lot. I see it a lot in myself. I see it a lot in my clients. I see it in my friends and just acquaintances, where a lot of times we will discount our own experience. And that's not to say that experts aren't useful, and they aren't really a good part of the mix, because frankly, with this dermatologist, 90% of what she said and prescribed was spot on, fantastic. There's just this little tweak that maybe we needed more data on. She's known me for 20 minutes. I've known me for 49 years. And so I just wanted to share, I know it's not a career-related story, but sometimes those stories from other parts of our lives click in and show us what we're doing in our career as well. Is there a place where you're discounting, do you think this is just the way it is? This is the way that careers are, and you just have to suck it up. That's not true. There's always a little tweak. There's always even if you're not totally leaving your job, there can be changes in job descriptions. There can be changes in title, in pay, in mindset, in perspective, in where you sit. There's a lot of little tweaks that can be made, up into including moving jobs, that can improve your situation. It does take time. It is not an overnight thing. But secondly, where are you discounting your own lived experience and your own knowledge? For example, do you know that working in a job 9 to 5, Monday through Friday in an office makes you feel like that you're like wasting your talents, or that you hate it, or that office culture in general is just not for you? It's not like inherently wrong. It's just not for you. Do you know that you need to be working outside? Do you know that you need a lot of variety? Do you know that you do really well in emergencies? Do you know that when things get kind of too tidy and all cleaned up, that you get bored and start looking for something else to do? You know yourself really well, and I invite you to trust that. Trust those little niggling feelings. And if, like me, you override it, and sort of things fall apart for a little bit, just take it as a lesson of like, oh yeah, like this is a reminder to trust myself, because you really do know yourself best. Experts, therapists, coaches like myself, like we can help guide you, we can help be a sounding board, we can give our expertise, but at the end of the day, you really, the learning curve is learning to trust yourself. So I hope that helps you, and I'll talk to you later.